So unfortunately, this is the last video of the Turtle Beach extravaganza, but at least we're ending it on an absolutely fantastic product, that being the new Turtle Beach Vulcan 2 TKO Pro. And I honestly think this might be your best bang for your buck magnetic adjustable switch and rapid trigger keyboard. Now, as far as in your box, of course, you're gonna get your keyboard, you get your USB A to C braided detachable cable, you get this really nice plush wrist rest up here, kind of soft at the top, again, super plush, and you got this really sticky texture on the bottom that will prevent it from sliding around on your desk. Again, it's super comfy. And then, of course, you get your manual, and I recommend you holding on to this because there's so much you can adjust right on this keyboard. Again, as far as your RGB, your macros, your profile, all adjustable right on the keyboard. You come over here, you can actually adjust the actuation of your switches as well, and it lights up there letting you know. So again, hold on to this manual because I think it'll be pretty darn useful. So let's kick it off with a look over of this keyboard and stick through this video because again, this keyboard is packing a lot. Now, as you can see, we have the white version. It also comes in a black version as well. It has a plastic undercase and then an aluminum top plate. And getting to the one thing I don't like about this keyboard is the keycaps. They are ABS, so again, they're quite slick and they got that really smooth feeling. But luckily with this new keyboard here, the switches are standard switches, which we'll cover later on in the video. But the great thing is you can fit your own custom keycaps on them, which I'll give you an example of that later on. But the stock keycaps, they do lock your fingers in. They got a really nice concave on them. But again, I just don't like that ABS feeling. It's incredibly smooth and slick for my hotter climate. Now, looking at the stock keycaps, it's really nice because it has all your legends on it. You all know I love my shortcuts, so you know your RGBs right there. Again, how you adjust the effect, your game mode. I love my shortcuts on my board, and it really blends in good with this. It's not obnoxious or out of control by any means. Now, on the upper right-hand side of the keyboard, you do have your adjustable volume wheel, which has nice tactile steps in it as well. You can actually click it down to mute it. Really nice to have all your functions and controls right on this, again being a TKO layout. Now this keyboard does connect by USB-C on the back left of the board, and flipping the keyboard over, this is something that just makes me happy. And if you're looking at this, you've been with my channel, you probably know what it is. It's all the feet on the bottom. Most keyboards do a foot, 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 foot. And by the way, you have two levels of adjustable feet on this keyboard. But the great thing is, look at this. They put the pads in the middle. So what that does, number one, it helps with it staying really steady and stable on your desk, not budging around, but also prevents any of that flex on the back bit or the front bit. I've stated this in just about all of my keyboard videos. I wish companies would start doing this. Some put them up here, but not all of them put them down here. Big time high five to Turtle Beach for doing this. Now, the switches on this keyboard are the Gateron adjustable switches with rapid trigger, and as you can see, they are pretty much just that standard switch. So again, you can fit your own custom keycap on there.
Something in the air is changing.
There is actually a little bit of lube on each stabilizer. Slap a little bit more on there if you want. Me personally, they feel perfect because it's balanced. All your standard switches and then right over here to your stabilizers, they feel true across all of them. So again, the ones with the stabs are not a little bit heavier and then your regular switches being lighter. It feels, again, truly balanced across the entire board. Actually have some spacebar dampening rubber right in there as well to prevent any of that radiation. You don't get any pinging or ringing with this board. Now let's go and take a look at this Swarm 2 software. And this is where this keyboard truly comes to life. There's so many features and functions within it. And by the way, as you can see, it's out of beta now. Whenever I was reviewing the headsets or the mice, the software was always in beta. And whenever it would update, it would reset your keyboard or whatever device you were using back to factory settings. That is now gone. Again, it's out of beta, and whatever you set saves and stays with your keyboard. Anyways, diving into it here, you see you got primary function. This is pretty much your standard keyboard, as is out of the gate. You can adjust your switch. I leave mine at 2 millimeters. Just a nice balanced one for like work or just basic typing, not getting any miss presses or anything. Confirm you can set that. Oh, by the way, as you see, the keys adjust to 0.1 millimeter all the way down to 4 millimeters there. So again, that's basic standard settings. Now, when you come over here to game mode, you got a lot of different options you can do. So we're going to select our keys, which you can select any key you want. I just panned over and selected them all. So this is your adjustable switch here, which you can see I do 1.2 millimeters to 0.6 for my release point. If you want to disable the release point, just select that box and bam, you're good to go. And then just apply to all keys, confirm, and then you're set. So again, primary function, basic key press. Come over here to game mode, select your keys, and then you can get to, again, your actuation. Then you come down here to rapid trigger and get even a little more juicy. So again, let's select our keys. We're going to apply that right there. So now rapid trigger is applied to the keyboard. This is within our game mode. Again, function, and then the Windows key, and this will start flashing to let you know you're in that. Then you're going to go in here and you can adjust it. Again, you got your 1.2 for your basic actuation, endpoint, and then your upstroke, which you can adjust all this right here. Enable or disable what you want, confirm, and now it's saved. So now your game mode, again, function Windows key, is set to rapid trigger. You can also come down here to, again, multi-input, select your keys, bam, right down there, adjust that, and then you got multiple inputs. So for each different thing that you want to set, you got multiple inputs per each. This is something I do not use, but it's a lot of stuff you're seeing on Wooting keyboards, right? Same over here to the controller functions. Adjust that, and you can adjust the controller bits. I know the Wooting's about this, but you got so many different, again, things you can adjust within here. I don't use this stuff. Let me know if you use this in the comments and what you use it for. It's always kind of boggled my mind, like, what is this really utilized for? As far as me, I'm pretty much over here on just the basic setting. When we select all of our keys, come up here. Now you see after we mess with all that, it does set your settings back to, again, the basic standard ones. I'll get mine back to my 1.2 and then 0.6, apply to all, continue and save. So again, comparing it to like the Wooting and stuff, you have all of it right here. And whatever you set here goes to, again, that function window key. You got so much customization within this. And then you also have easy shift if you want to use that. Anyways, so again, the options are really limitless with this keyboard, and it features everything that, again, a Wooting would have. Sliding down further, you got your macros, again, for each different layer. If you want to set those, you can come in here and adjust those. And then down further, you have your RGB. As far as effects, if you want customs, like say a static like I do, you can do that. And the cool thing about this is all of it saves right onto the keyboard. So also you can adjust all of this. If you want a different effect or a different RGB, every single thing can be adjusted right on the keyboard and saved right to the keyboard. So in reality, you pretty much set your keys, which you can adjust the actuation on the keyboard as well, but you kind of set it, forget it, and you're done. You never have to mess with the software ever again. Now, as far as the RGB on this keyboard, as you're seeing right now, it is incredibly vibrant. All of the lights actually radiate off that aluminum plate right there. It's not blinding or overboard by any means, but it is a very bold RGB. And everything can be adjusted right on the keyboard as far as function, and then your arrow keys, turn that RGB all the way off, bring it all the way up to max, or adjust your effects right here. And you have plenty to adjust right on the keyboard. Over here, you can even go just tab it off and then cycle to a solid color if you want, and it saves right on the keyboard. Now, one thing I don't like about the RGB is, again, I got it set to solid red, but if I want to go into my rapid trigger setting, you go function and then the Windows key, which puts it into game mode. And as you see, that key constantly breathes over there. And I have no idea how to turn that off or make it back to solid red. So now that we had a good look over the new Turtle Beach Vulcan 2 TKL Pro, I mean, we gotta admit, this thing is sweet. I mean, it is packing so much, from features and functions, the great sound, the awesome build, the keycaps, again, slap your own on there and you'll be good to go. But top to bottom, this is a fantastic product, and it's only coming in at 150 bucks. 150 bucks for everything this is packing? It's, again, a Wooting, but cheaper, and it's TKL. I understand Wooting's coming out with the TKL, but that's going to be 200 bucks. What this is packing, it's undeniably an absolutely fantastic keyboard. Good job, Turtle Beach.